11. April 30th, 1974, age 27. Sensei is cute, but she's fascist. She makes us bow to the Korean flag. I bow, but I don't look. We're supposed to be reverent in our hearts, but my heart is where I rebel. It is more than a bow. We bow. We get down on our knees and we bow our heads. It's the opening ceremony of every class. In karate, you get down on your knees in a lightning flash of perfect movement, so there's no scramble, no noise. It's a perfect silence, and everyone moves as one. The movement itself expresses reverence, and your mind is supposed to obey. It moves with the body, not against it, except for mine, which is anarchist from a long time ago. And I never thought I'd bow down in front of any fucking flag. But I do, in perfect silence and symmetry, insofar as my awkward self can manage it. My mind's like a muscle that pulls every time. I feel it jerk, and I feel the dislocation and the pain, and I keep moving until I am on my knees in front of the fucking thing. It's interesting to think of the difference between a flag and a dick, because it's not a new position. With a dick, how you get there doesn't count, whereas in the dojo, all that matters is the elegance, the grace of the movement, the strength of the muscles that carry you down. An act of reverence will eventually, says Sensei, teach you self-respect. Which wasn't the issue with the dick. As I remember. There's an actual altar. It has on it the Korean flag, a picture of Sensei and some dried flowers. When I was a child, I had a huge picture of Rock Hudson up on the door in my tiny bedroom. On the back of the door, so I would see it when I was alone. As if he was there, physically present with me, because the picture was so big and real and detailed, of a face. I put it up with scotch tape and kissed it goodnight, a mixture of heat and loneliness. Not quite as I would kiss my mother if I could, but with the same intensity I wanted from her, as if she could hold me enough, or love me enough, or rock me forever. I never understood why you couldn't just bury yourself in someone's arms and kiss until you died. Just live there, embraced, warm and wet and touched all over. Instead, there was this photo I cut out of a magazine in a lonely bed in a lonely house with mother gone, sick, and father gone to pay doctors. I built up all the love there was in the world out of those lonely nights. And when I left home, I wasn't afraid ever to touch or be touched, and I never abandoned faith that it was everything and enough. 1,000% whole, perfect, and sensual and true. I thought we were the same. Everyone. I thought Rock could hold me as if he were my mother against his breast. Of course, I also liked Tab Hunter's Red Sails in the Sunset, and Tab Hunter. I was indiscriminate even then, but it was an optimism I never understood, that there was a difference with men. They didn't take the oceanic view. They didn't want whole, just pieces. I thought it would be a small bed like mine, simple, poor, and we'd be on our sides facing each other, the same, and we'd ride the long waves of feeling as if we all were one. The waves in us would be drenched in heat and sweat, no boundaries, no time, and we'd hold on through the great convulsions that made you cry out, and time would be obliterated by feeling, as it is. Facing each other and touching, we could get old and die, then or later, because there's only now. It didn't matter who, only how it felt. And that was whole and real and past any other high or any other truth. I wanted a feeling to obliterate me and love to annihilate me. Don't ever make a wish. There wasn't religious icons in a Jewish house, only movie stars. Sensei says it's paying respect to her karate tradition to kneel down in front of the Korean flag and her picture on the altar, but I always wonder what the Koreans would think about it, if they'd like a woman elevating herself so high. She's not really a woman, though. And maybe they saw the difference and gave her permission because she's got a male teacher, a karate master, a black belt killer, as it were, and he wouldn't brook no vanity. If she were a girl per se, she couldn't be so square and fixed, so physically dense, as if there's more of her per square inch than any other female on the planet because anatomically she's female, I'm sure. Although it seems impossible. She's like 1,000 pounds of iron instead of 100 pounds of some petite, cute girl. You expect lethal weapons to be big, 6 feet or more, towering, overpoweringly high, casting long, terrifying shadows with muscles as big as bowling balls. So you notice she's small, and you can't figure out how she got that way, except That once she must have been a real girl, even in dresses, and so maybe you could stop being so curved and soft and flimsy. Each inch of her uses up the space she's in, introducing weight where once there was air. She dislocates space, displaces it, it moves and she takes over. She occupies the ground as if she was infantry with a bayonet and the right to kill. She's nothing like a girl. For instance, her shoulders are square. They take up space. They are substantial, and she doesn't make them round or underplay them or slump them. They don't look soft as if you could just walk up to her in a conversation and put your arm around her. Everything's an edge or a hammer, not a curve. She reigns. Imperial. Butch, my dear, but transcending the domain of the bar stool. It ain't role-playing or pretense or a masquerade. If she were a girl, she'd be a little doll, petite, and there'd be a bigger male one whose shadow would fall on her and bury her alive. She'd live small in perpetual darkness next to him. Instead, she's a certifiable Korean nationalist with an altar and a flag who considers 100 sit-ups an insubstantial beginning. Foreplay, but in the male mode, barely counting. And she don't care about the pain. I myself pretend it's coming from a man because I know if he was on, I wouldn't stop, so I try to keep going by turning it into him. You fuck way past pain. I can do maybe 15. I put him on and I get near 30. Maybe 28. I put him in the center of the room laughing and I get to 35. After that, Sensei just keeps you moving, and you don't get to stop, even if actually you think your heart is contracting along with your abdomen and it will convulse and cease. Still you move, and she sees everything, including if you hesitate for half a second, or stay still for a half second, or try to rest halfway between up and down because you think she can't see the difference, but she sees the molecules in the air, and if they ain't moving, you ain't moving, and her eyes nail you, and she's firm and hard. Finally, she will say your name to humiliate you, or assign you 30 more, and so you keep moving. The muscles are cramped, all twisted up inside, swollen and twisted and convulsing, and your heart's collapsed into your stomach, or your stomach into your heart, and there's only a bed of pain in the middle of you that moves. It moves a half inch of space over a period of minutes while the others have done 5 whole sit-ups, 6, 7, and you feel stupid and weak and cowardly. But you move the teeny tiny smidgen, you keep moving, you bounce yourself, you use your breath, anything you can to make yourself move so it looks like you're moving, and the muscles are stuck stiff with pain, swelling in hardened cement, but you move. Barely, but you move. And of course, I try to see if she's getting off on it, because if she is, that lets me off the hook. I can walk out self-righteous, because she ain't no better than I am. She's just on the other side of my coin. My decrepitude. It's dominion she's after, tormenting the likes of me. But she don't get off on it. So I keep moving, even though I'm barely moving. And you reach a point where if you shudder, you feel the muscles move, and a tremor is distance covered. If you shake, the muscles move, and helplessly you do shake. Since I learned to count to 100 in a school pioneered by Stalin, she don't allow for human flaws, which is mental, as he would have agreed. She fixes defects in the mind that are expressed as incapacities in the body. It's right thinking that makes the abdomen strong enough to shatter a normal man's fist should he deliver the punch at the top of his form. You can punch Sensei in the gut with everything you got and she stands still. Straight. Tall. She don't feel nothing in her gut, but the hitter is hurt. Push-ups is different because women can't do them, because all we get to do in life is carry our breasts and shopping, and from childhood they make us stay weak in the shoulders. But we don't even know it. And so push-ups take forever to learn. And even the best students take forever to learn them. To do one is an achievement, and you burn with fury that they incapacitated you so much. Sensei can do butterfly push-ups, 100 or 150. It's push-ups, but you do them on your fingertips instead of using your whole hand. Your hands don't hit the ground, only the tops of your fingers. I've never seen anything like it in my life. It's as unreal as flapping your wings and actually flying. Yeah, I've seen Sensei do it 100 times. She says she can do 50 more. I can barely breathe thinking about what it would feel like to do it, or to be so strong, or so agile, or so fucking brave, because I'd be afraid of falling, of breaking my fingers, of slipping, of pain. I love it. I live for her to do it. Up and down with the tips of her fingers taking all the weight of her body, going down and lifting her up. I can raise just the top half of my body about 5 times, which is pretty usual, and she says that's how to build muscle, and we have to have patience to undo the damage of being made weak. all the strength you could have in the upper part of your body is atrophied, as if you was paralyzed your whole life. Except you wasn't. I tell myself that whatever I can take from him, whomever, I can take from me. Me. Now. And when I get weak and fall back to my bad old ways because I never had a me and still don't except by forcing myself to think so, I say, I'm doing it for her. This me is pretty tenuous, but I can take anything for him, and a fair amount for her, and I play with it in my mind, that it's for her. And I watch myself with interest, how physical pain changes when it's in the guise of sex or love or infatuation or even just seduction. I will get her attention by moving, just a little more, just a little bit more. I pretend this is sex, but I still never get past 60. And it is because I have wrong thinking in a girl's stupid life. By 60, I mean 60 of barely moving. I never get past 17 actual whole sit-ups, and I never got to one whole push-up. And I still don't know why her fingers don't break from the butterfly push-ups, and she teaches us to make a fist, and we practice, and my fingers are too stupid and weak even to do that right. I try to fold them under so every joint is folded under every other joint so it's solid and hard and not filled with air the way girls make fists, but my fingers won't move right, and I can't make the sections tight enough. The part I like is breathing. You take all the air in you, inert stuff, and you exhale it like you was threatening God face to face. You push like the air itself could kill. All the air you took in during fucking, all that goddamn spastic inhaling, all that panting, you shoot out like bullets. I got a lot of air to push out. Then there's the horse position, where you take a stance. Your legs spread far apart so your thigh muscles are tearing from the weight of your whole body resting on them. Your feet are pointed out and your legs are spread far apart and your knees are bent and pointing out, and the rest of you is on your thighs, absolutely still, at perfect silence. And after about 5 minutes, your calf muscles begin to bear the weight of your thighs, which time makes heavier, and somehow you feel the weight of your soul and your life in the muscles on the insides of your thighs, because if you're a girl, you lived there. And memories stored there, and the world banged up against you there, so you undertake to bear the burden of it with conscious knowledge, a physical self-consciousness, a remorseless, aching cognition, and the history in your body comes alive as the muscles in your thighs strain under the weight of your life, the life of the cell, a brilliant physical solitude with all the self spread out along the fault line of the thighs, a bridge of muscle, and you are absolutely still, contemplative, in pain. Yes, a located pain, a fierce ache of recognition and identity. You are still until Sensei orders you to relax, which is only slightly less burdensome but feels like deliverance. And I think to myself that everything these thighs took, they will get strong enough to give back. It is a promise I make myself in horse position to be able to bear it. It is a promise I make every time, over and over. It is a promise my thighs will remember, even if I forget. Sensei says women got an advantage with the thighs, more strength than we might expect because of the high heels they make us wear. I got strong thighs because of the reason under the reason. I've been in horse position most of my life. I like it alone and standing up. Sensei says eat steak, but I can only afford potatoes, or sometimes frozen squash, or sometimes cheese, or the free bar food. But the men are unbearable, so I don't do that unless I'm ravenous. Sometimes I'm hungry too much. I take double classes twice a week because I want to be strong. I'm dying to be strong. All my money goes to Sensei, and I fail at sit-ups twice in a night, and I fail to do one whole push-up twice in a night, 2 times a week, and I have to come up with stupendous amounts of money because it is $15 a class. So that is 15 times 4, and Sensei berates me when I say I will have to take a single class twice a week for a month or 2 or even 3 because I cannot find the money to pay for the double classes. I feel my serious word that this is so. I feel my serious word that this is so is enough. But she takes it as if I am lying, or I don't value her, or I don't have devotion. As if it's an excuse. And I feel enraged, because it is as if she'd turn me out for her fucking money. If you want it, you can get it, she says, like any pimp on the street. I am a writer. I am going to hurt men. I am a serious person. She knows it. Sensei says she's never seen anyone with a will like mine, but it's a trick to flatter me, so I'll be persuaded to get the money for double classes after I've said I can't. And I'm feeling the indignity, because I am pure will, and I have not insulted her by uttering one frivolous word. I am engaged in a serious job of survival, and the creation of a plan to stop men. Stop them. I am not some fool who says insubstantial things, and I don't have money to move around, as if I can take it from something I don't need, which I feel is an indignity to have to explain, and I feel rage, because she is middle class in this way that demeans me, and the dojos in a Victorian brownstone she owns, with her lover, a woman with round shoulders and sagging breasts who does not do sit-ups or horse positions standing up. There is a sudden horror in my heart, a queasy feeling of sickness and dread because I ask her to be sober and treat me with honor, and she degrades me because of money, and I cannot forgive it. I am learning that inside something goes wrong when something wrong happens. I am learning to follow it, the feeling. I say I write, and it is first, and I have $30 I can find, not 60, and I do not say how much I give up to give her the 30, because to do so would be demeaning in my heart. The sick feeling would come on, and she belittles me, and I leave, and I never turn back. Do not mess with me. I am making a plan in writing to make the men shed tears of remorse, and I cannot waste my time with someone insufficient. She has to deserve me too. I want respect. There's a piece missing in her. What's hunger, what's poor, it's the pieces I got. I can't explain how what's a blind spot in her blindsides me. I can't have her talk money to me, which she measures one way and I measure in sucking dicks. The economy as I see it. How long, how many times equals a meal, makes the rent. I ain't saying it to her. It's an incoherent rage. But I turn over inside. Sensei eats shit. I say nothing, because she's an innocent. She counts money dry, not drenched in sperm. I cut her off without another word. She is out of my life. I don't look back. I paid, sister. I am paid up in dues well into the next century. I have clear priorities. She was number 2. Pretty high on the fucking list. Number 1 is that I'm writing a plan, a justice poem, a justice map, a geography of justice. I am martial in my heart and military in my mind. I think in strategy and in poems, a daughter of Guevara and Whitman, ready to take the hills with cosmic vision of what's crawling around down on the ground, a daughter with an overview, the big view, a daughter with a new practice of righteous rage against what ain't named and ain't spoken, so it can't be prosecuted except by the one it was done to, who knows it, knows him. I'm inventing a new practice of random self-defense. I take their habits and characteristics seriously, as enemy, and I plan to outsmart them and win. They want to stay anonymous. Monster shadows, brutes, king pricks. They want to strike like lightning, any time, any place. They want to be sadistic ghosts that slice us open. They want us dumb and mute and vacant, robbed of words. Nothing has a name, not anything they do to us. There's nothing, because we're nothing. Then they must mean that they want us to strike them down, indiscriminate, in the night. We require a sign language of rebellion. It's the only chance they left us. You may find me one who ain't guilty, but you can't find me too. I have a vision, far into the future, a plan for an army of justice, a girl's army, subversive, on the ground, down and dirty, no uniforms, no rank, no orders from on high, a martial spirit, a cadre of honor, an army of girls spreading out over the terrain. I see them moving through the streets, thick formations of them in anarchy and freedom on cement. I keep practicing horse position and sit-ups, and I can kick good. I can kick to the knee, but I can't kick to the solar plexus, and I can't kick his fucking head off, but I can compensate with my intelligence and my right thinking if I can isolate it. In other words, I rescue it from the nightmares, liberate it, deep liberation. I practice on my wall to get my kick higher, never touching the wall. Zen karate, a new dimension in control, a new level of aggression, a new arena of attack, as if I am walking up the wall without touching it. Zen killing. My first ain't good enough, but my thighs, needless to say, are superb, possibly even sublime. It's been noted many times. Many a man's died his little death there. And I make the mistake of not burying him when he was exactly ripe for it, not putting him whole under the ground, but I soaked up his soul. I took it like they always fear. I stole his essence too in me, its protein. I got his molecules, and I never died. It's more than relevant. It is the point. I never died. I am not dead. If you use us up, and use us up, and use us up, but don't kill us, we ain't dead, boys. A word to the wise. Peace now, or there's a mean lot of killing coming. I am torn up in many places, and I am a moving mountain of pain. I have tears, body and soul. I am marked and scarred and black and blue. I got torn muscles in my throat and blood that dried there that won't ever dislodge, and rips in my vagina the size of fists and fishes in my anus like rivers, and holes in my heart. A sad heart, but I ain't dead. I never died, which means, boys, I can march. I want to walk to God on you, stretch you out under me, a pathway to heaven, and I am real. Andrea 1, 2, 3, there's more than one. I am reliably informed, the raped, Andrea named for courage, a new incarnation of virility, in the old days called manhood, and I'm what happens when it's fucked. We go by other names, Sally, Jane, whatever. But I had a prophet for a mama, and she named not just a daughter, but a breed. Who the girl is when the worm turns. Put Thomas Jefferson in my place, horse position on his back with a mob of rapists coming and going at will, at their pleasure, and ask what a more perfect union is, or would be from his point of view. Then, put any human where I've been, and make a plan for freedom. I will find you with remorse, because you buy it and you sell it, and the hole in my heart is commerce to you. Lover, husband, boy chick, brother, friend, political, radical, boy comrade. I can't tell you apart. You're pouncing things, lush with insult or austere with pain. I don't got no radio in my stomach like the crazy ones who get messages to kill and can't turn it off or dislodge it. They say they hear voices and they kill. They say they are getting orders and they kill. And the psychiatrists come in the newspapers and call them long, bad names and go to court and say they don't know what they were doing, but they knew. Because everyone knows. The psychiatrists miss it all, but especially that there's information everywhere. The radio, the voices, are metaphors used by poets who dance rather than write it down. Poet killers. Action poems. There's energy that buzzes, a coherent language of noise and static you can learn to read. You don't need to be subliterate on this plane, just receive. Receive. There's waves you can see, you can take a fucking light beam and parse it for information, you can decode the information in the aura of light around a person or a thing. Everything's coded, everything's whole, it's all right there, including the future. You can just pull it out. It's just more information. A buzz, a vibration, a radiance, even a smell in the air. And we're all one, sweetheart, which means that if I'm you, I got your secrets. You can just pull the information out of the air as to who is evil and what's going on, how it works, and what must be done. You can learn to see it, and you can learn to hear it because you are flowing in an ocean of information, and the information gets amplified by pedestrian events. For instance, you learn at karate school that they got different shoulders from you, which you didn't know. And they make yours useless like bound feet, which you didn't know. And the shoulders are like a ton of metal dumped on you to keep you flat. It's information on the literal level, a pedestrian plane, a reminder of the mechanical reality or new lesson in it, because girls don't learn mechanics or anything else that will help on the physical plane to rebel or get free. So you got to read the cosmic information in the air. The molecular information, which could come even from other planets if you think about it. It could be moving towards you on light from far away, and you also got to be a student of reality as it is commonly understood. They fill your head with political theory because it's useless. It's dreams you can't have of dignity that ain't yours, of freedom that ain't intended on any level for you. You take it to heart. They take you to bed. Heartbreak Hotel, a place where the dialect abandons reality, leaving her barefoot and pregnant. There are dreams that break your heart. The difference between what you wanted from Camus and what he would have given you. I always wanted to have a cup of coffee with him on the boulevard. How these men love whores, the thinkers, the truck drivers, the students, the cops. How they love you turned out, shivering, already undressed enough. They don't call it rape. They all buy. I am an apprentice. Sorcerer or assassin or vandal or vigilante or avenger. I am in formation as the new one who will emerge. I am in a cocoon. But at night, being a girl, I just stroll. I am a girl who walks the streets at night. Back to first principles, how I grew up, where I lived, my home, cement, gray, stretching out 1,000 miles flat, a plain of loneliness and despair, my world, my bed, my place on earth. I will populate the dark forever, of course the night is my country. I belong here. I can't get free. I was condemned, exiled from daylight because survival required facing the dark. I am a citizen of the night, with a passport. I instruct myself because it's hard. Remembering's hard. They have to break so much there's no deep enough to bury it. They leave you with crushed bones, diced nerves, live nerves, sliced nerves, as if someone took the knife to the nerve endings themselves, not so they are cut dead, but so they are being sliced each minute of forever, and they don't go dead. There's not a half second of numbness or paralysis. The nerves are open and alive and being hit by the air exposed, and the knife is cutting into them thread by thread. They're stringy and the knife's pulling them apart, and you got an acute pain and a loud scream, high decibels ringing in your ears, a torture ringing in your ears, and it don't let you sleep, and you don't get forgetfulness. Your eyes cry blood, and you will remember. These are the elements of memory. Constant, true, and perpetual, otherwise you will forget. We are a legion of zombies because it burns out a piece of your brain. It's the scorched earth policy for the sweet meat in your head, a rape recipe, braise, sear, burn bare. There's a sudden conflagration on the surface of your brain. A piece of one hemisphere or the other is burned bare, blank, and you lose whatever's there, just gone, whatever. So rape's a two-pronged attack on your body, on your brain, on freedom, on memory. You might as well bury yourself in the backyard or throw yourself in a trash can like some dumb cat or dog that got hit. Only they let the shells of dead girls walk around, because hell, it makes no difference to them if it is living or dead. What's left, darling, is fine, according to the formula. A girl, frail and female, a skeleton with fleshy pendulum, ready to serve. These girls are ghosts, did you see? Did you notice? Where are they? Why aren't they here, present on Earth? Why can't you find them even if you look for them in the light? How come they don't know anything or do anything? How come they ain't anything? How come they are shaking and flitting around and apologizing and begging and afraid and drugged and stupid even if they are smart? How come they are comatose even when they are awake? A dead spot in the brain marks the spot. There's a teeny little cemetery in her brain. Lots of torched spots. Suti, we bleed. Time gone, hours or days or weeks, words gone, self gone, memory wiped out, severely impaired. I cannot remember. How do you exist? The skills, the tricks, tie your shoes, wrap ropes around your heart, or was it your wrists, or was it ankles, neck? I'd make a list if I could remember. I'd memorize the list if someone else would write it down, or I'd try. I scribble big letters, confused, misspelled on the page, or I look at the words, meaningless, and draw a blank. I make a list, misspelled words signifying I don't remember what, or I draw a picture. I use crayons. Of what? I try to say what I try to remember. The skills, the tricks, the language. Yesterday. The little strokes erased places in the brain, eruptions of blood, explosions like geysers, flooded places on the brain. Blood's acidic. Did you ever sit in a pool of your own blood? It wears the skin off you, chafes, irritates. The skin peels off. So too in the brain. The skin peels off. I've been there. A poor, dear, quiet thing, naked like a baby, in a river of blood, mine, curled up, fetal, as if my mama took me back. There's wounds and you sit in the blood. Why can't I remember? I'm a stroke victim, a shadow in the night, invisible in the night, a ghostly thing in the night, amnesiac, wandering in the night, not out to whore, just what's left, the remains on the stroll, taking a walk, pastoral, romantic, an innocent walk, lost in memories, lost in fog, lost in dark, having forgotten, but I got muscles packed with memory, hard, thick, solid. I got memories packed in my bones because my brain don't make distinctions no more. I can't tell him from him from him. I have an intuitive dread of him and him and him. There's a heightened anxiety. I'm a nervous girl, Victorian nerves, strain, a delicate constitution in the sense that my brain is frail, pale, but my muscles is packed. It's adrenaline from fear. There's a counterproductive side to creating too much fear. It's a meta-amphetamine. It's meta-speed. It's meta-coke. It's more testosterone than thou. I got a body packed with rage. You ever seen rage? All stored up like a treasure in the body of a woman? I don't need no full capacity brain, as you so eloquently have insisted. I got sunstrokes in my head, enough daylight to carry me through any darkness. I'm lit up from inside, a bursting sun, brain light. I'm a citizen of the night, on a stroll. No dark places keep secrets from me. I am drawn to them by a secret radiance, the light that emanates from the human heart, some poor bum, some poor man, poor drunk somewhere in the shadows, hiding his poor drunk heart in the dark, but I find him. I see the pure light of his pure heart, I find him, some asshole, a vagrant, clutching his bottle, and I like them big. I like them hairy. Their skin's red and bulbous, all swelled from drinking. They're mean. They'd kill you for the bottle they're clutching to them. Sometimes they got it buried under them. They're curled up on cardboard or newspapers on the street, all secure in the shadows, manly men, behind garbage cans, hidden in the dark. But the light in them reaches out to the light in me, my brothers, myself. I pick on men at least twice my size. I like them with fine shoulders, wide, real men. I like them 6 feet or more. I like them vicious. I pick them big and mean. The danger psychs me up, but what I appreciate is their surprise, which is absolute, their astonishment, which invigorates me. How easy it is to make them eat shit. They will always underestimate me. Always. From which I enunciate the political principle. Always pick on men at least twice your size. This is the value of practice as opposed to theory. They're so easy, so arrogant, so used to the world always being the way they thought it was. The small ones are harder. The small ones have to learn to fight early and take nothing for granted. The small, wiry ones you cannot surprise. When I am master, I will take on the small, wiry ones, or assign them to someone else, maybe someone who can step on them, a real tall girl who would get something out of it. But now I take the big ones, and I fucking smash their faces in. I like dancing on their chests, for the sake of form and symbolism, to pay my respects to content as such, action informed by the imperatives of literature. Sometimes they got knives or bottles, they're fast, they're good, but they are fucking drunk and all sprawled out, and I like taking the knives for my collection. I like knives. I find them, and I run, and I fucking don't care about fair. Discuss fair at the UN. Vote on it. From which I enunciate another political principle. It is obscene for a girl to think about fair. Every girl needs a man, gets an inch, the nights are long, I'm restless. It's not natural for a girl to be alone, without a man. Instead of locking the windows and locking the doors and waiting for one to crawl in, I go out to find him. Not ladylike, but self-determining. Another girl for choice. A girl needs someone big and strong, a macho man, a streetwise, street-tough, street-crazy man, a hero of freedom, a loose man, unattached, a solitary poet of drink and darkness, a city prince. I have always found that a girl needs a boy. It's just sport, recreational training, some ways to get through the night, means and methods, because I can't sleep. Because if you go to sleep, they will hurt you. One of them, or some of them, or some other of them, whoever these ones hurt, I'm taking her place. Whoever she was, they don't know us apart. Cunt is cunt is cunt. I'm taking her place now, when I choose. I'm standing in for her now, when it's good for me. Is it good for you? There's one will stand in for me. There's anonymous women moving through the night, so I can be free of fear. And if there was justice, I could do it any time, any place. Wait. There's an anonymous woman moving through the night. I have a gun. I pull the trigger. It is my right. Any time, any place. His life is mine, so I can be free of fear. And if there was justice, I could do it any time, any place. I'd have the gun. I'd have the choice. I'd have the right. I think I have a twin in the night. Some girl standing in for me who will just smash his fucking head in. I think one day we will gather the women outside where he lives. I think there will be thousands of them. I think it will be a crowd, a mob, a riot, a revolution, and I think they will chant his name, and I think they will surround his house, and I think they will block the city streets for blocks, and I think they will stop traffic, and I think no one will be able to pass in or out, and they will stop the police from getting to him to protect him, because they will stretch for miles, and someone, an unknown someone, will kill him. It will be one, and it will be all, and no one will ever know except for her herself. They will, or 50 will, or 100, but it's so final, not making a mistake. They will kill him good and real quick, and no one will know who, because it will be all of them. For me, do this, for me. And when an indictment is read, they will stand up for me, including the ones who heard me and the ones who weren't born yet. My eyes work. I see. It is not a mystery. If it's up front, if it's in front of you, you can see how it works itself out. It's not prophecy. It's simple seeing. What is there, now, naked from the lies? I see the future. A pretty place. The men make a sex circus. We are the performing animals. There are hoops of fire. We are chained in cages. We jump. They paint us purple, or shave us so we look like babies, or put brands on us or chains through us. They'll hurt us. More than now. More killing won't be enough. Rape will be the good old days when it was simple. We'll be the dog and pony show. They'll leash us and they'll manacle us and they'll paint us pink, and we'll have nostalgia for the good old days when the living was easy before they grabbed us off the streets and filmed it and dumped us. Some of us lived, some of us died, or before they set dogs on us and filmed it. But I don't expect to be listened to or believed. Certainly, even the simplest things of an already distinguished life cannot be believed. I couldn't say anything simple in the whole course of my actual life and have there be belief. As if justice for me, from him to me, could count. But I've been through that. My grievances on that score are between the lines. At least there, always read the white space. I'm tired from it. And I'm sad. Walt could say blah blah blah, this will come, and this will come, and this will be, and he was venerated for dreaming, as if his dreams was true dreams of a true future. My nightmares are true dreams of a true future. I'm not alone. Though I can't find them in the dark, girls wander, smashing drunks. Sometimes someone sets one on fire. I see the flames, I smell the carcass. The raped have stopped being kind, generally speaking, though it's still a secret. I personally have done the following. I've blown up several rape emporiums. I don't have bombs or explosives, but I cannot be stopped. I steal a car. I back it into the rape emporium when it's deserted. I make a fuse to the gas tank. I light the fuse. The whole thing blows. It's simple, if a bit extravagant. Any man will follow any feminine-looking thing down any dark alley. You're the piece of ass. He's invulnerable, of course. It's his right to come after you. So if he follows you and you have the urge to smash him to death, he asked for it, hasn't he? I mean, he actually did ask for it. The army of raped ghosts got together and marched. We marched in Times Square and the Tenderloin in Soho. We marched everywhere. There's neon. Everywhere there's neon, we've marched. We visited slave auctions. We have the names of the pimps, addresses, photos, telephone numbers, social security numbers. I plaster their neighborhoods with pictures of them. I say they are pimps who slaughter women for fun and money. I say he's at your PTA. He's with your children. I pursue him. The army of ghosts stays on his tail. We drive him out. They hide. They run. One day the women will burn down Times Square. I've seen it in my mind. I know it's in flames. The women will come out of their houses from all over, and they will riot, and they will burn it down. Raze it to the ground. It will be bare cement, and we will execute the pimps. No woman will ever be hurt there again. Ever again. It is a simple fact. I threw blood all over their weaponry. I have buckets of blood. Nurses give it to me. Raped nurses. And I cover everything. The slave clothes, the bikinis, the nighties, the garter belts, the things they tie you down with, and the things they hurt you with. I drench them in blood. I make them blood-soaked, as is a woman's life. I think over time I will engage in a new art, painting their world blood red as they have painted mine. Simple self-expression with a political leaning, but neither right nor left per se. The anti-rape series it will be called, with real life as the canvas, and I will try to make the implicit explicit, a poet said. Make the implicit explicit, the political theorist said. Make the implicit explicit. The blood of women is implicit on the weaponry. I will take the blood of women implicit on the weaponry, and I will make it explicit. And from this I enunciate another political principle, which is, the blood of women is implicit. Make it explicit. A woman I didn't know with the face of an angel approached me. She leaned over. She touched me softly on the shoulder. She whispered. She had serious and kind eyes. She had a soft and kind voice. "Andrea," she said, "it is very important for women to kill men." I contemplated this, shuddering. I meditated on it. I breathed in deeply. I drew pictures, stories of life with men, with pencils, with crayons. I dreamed. I understood, yes. Yes, it is. I enunciated a political principle which went as follows. It is very important for women to kill men. His death, of course, is unbearable. His death is intolerable, unspeakable, unfair, insufferable. I agree. I learned it since the day I was born. Terrible. His death is terrible. Are you crazy? Are you stupid? Are you cruel? He can't be killed for what he did to you. It's absurd. It's silly. Unjustified. Uncivilized. Crazed. Another madwoman. Where's the attic? He didn't mean it, or he didn't do it, not really, or not fully, or not knowing, or not intending. He didn't understand, or he couldn't help it, or he won't again. Certainly he will try not to, unless, well, he just can't help it. Be patient. He needs help. Sympathy. Over time. You can't expect miracles. It takes time. She wasn't perfect either, you know. He needs time, education, help, support. But you can't expect someone to change right away, overnight, because she wasn't perfect, was she? He needs time, help, support, education. Well, yeah, he was out of control. Listen, she's lucky it wasn't worse. I'm not covering it up or saying what he did was right, but she's not perfect, believe me. And he had a terrible mother. Yeah, I know. You had to scrape her off the ground, but you know, she wasn't perfect either. He's got a problem. He's human. He's got a problem. Oh, darling, no. He didn't have a problem before. Now he's got a problem. I am on this earth to see that now he has a problem. It is very important for women to kill men. He's got a problem now. I was in the courtroom. The walls were brown. The judge wore a long black dress. God's name was written on the wall over his head. There were police everywhere. The rapist smiled at the woman. He had kidnapped her. He had held her for nearly 2 days, or was it 4? There were 5 of them, each being tried separately. Or were there 5 of them, each being tried separately? He walked. The jury found her guilty. I was in the court. The walls were gray. He beat the woman near to death. They were married. The judge didn't see the problem. She's the wife, after all. The guy walked. The judge wore a long black dress. God's name was written on the wall above his head. I was in the courtroom. The walls were green. The judge wore a long black dress. God's name was written on the wall above his head. The dad raped the kid. He wanted custody. He got it. It was a second marriage. The first kid was raped too, but the judge wouldn't admit it into evidence, said it was prejudicial. You know, just because he did it to that one doesn't prove that he did it to this one. They keep saying that. How many times does he get to do it in his lifetime? To how many? Whatever he likes doing. That's why they don't teach girls to count. I want each one followed. I want each one killed. It is very important for women to kill men. I know girls whose fathers fucked them near to death. It's a deferred death sentence on her. She does it to herself. Later. I know girls who've been banged by thousands of men. I am one. I know girls who've been cut open and fucked in the hole. I know a girl who was kidnapped by a bunch of college boys, a fraternity, and kept her for days, sliced her throat and dumped her. I know her, and I know another woman raped the same way. She escaped. I know so many girls who've been kidnapped and gang raped you couldn't fit them in a ballroom. I know so many girls who've been tortured as children you couldn't fit them into a ballroom. No one cares. How many times can you say raped? It don't matter, and no one stops them. I throw rocks through the windows of rape emporiums. I destroy business properties of men who rape or men who beat women. If I find out, sometimes I hear her. They're screaming all over the cities. It travels up the air shafts of apartment buildings. I spray paint their windows. I spray paint their cars. I go to the courts. I follow them home. I follow them to work. I have an air rifle. I break their windows with it. I am seeking to blind them. The raped women come out at night. We convene. There's rallies, marches, sometimes a mob. We stomp on the rape magazines, or we invade where they prostitute us, where we are herded and sold. We ruin their theaters where they have sex on us. We face them. We scream in their fucking faces. We are the women they have made scream when they choose, when they like it. Do you like it now? We're all the same. Cunt is cunt is cunt. We're facsimiles of the ones they done it to, or we are the ones, and I can't tell him from him from him. We set fires to their stores, to them when they come outside from the Roman circuses. Inside they are set on fire, metaphorically. The pimp uses the woman to make them burn. She's torn to pieces and they get hot. Outside we introduce the literal. Burn, darling. Using girls is hot. And we are ready for Mr. Wall Street, who will follow any piece of ass down any dark street. Now he's got a problem. It is very important for women to kill men. We surge through the sex dungeons where our kind are kept, the butcher shops where our kind are sold. We break them loose. Amnesty International will not help us. The United Nations will not help us. The World Court will not help us. So at night, ghosts, we convene. We convene to spread justice, which stands in for law, which has always been merciless, which is, by its nature, cruel. They don't stop themselves, do they? They get scared, even the bouncers at the rape emporiums. It's inspiring. They ain't used to mobs of girls who surge and kick and smash, let alone that we are almost ethereal. So ghostly, so frail, near to death. You see one of the big ones afraid and it will inspire you for 1,000 years. A girl alone, or any mass of girls kicking, pushing, shoving, you can tear their prisons down where they keep the women caged in. You must. Mustn't you? I've spent some years searching for words, writing, wanting to write. And I have spent some years now writing a plan, a map with words, a drawing with songs, a geography of us here, them there, with lyrics for how to move, us through, us over, us past them. I published the military plan in haiku. Listen, Huey killed, me too. And it was widely understood among the raped, who do not exist except in my mind, because they are not proven to exist. And it is not proven to happen, but still, we convene. I map out a plan which I communicate through gesture, graphs and charts and poems and dance I do alone after dark, a stark and violent dance on his face. The raped will hear me. They don't stop themselves, do they? I enunciate a fundamental political principle. I write it down in secret. I enunciate a plan. Stop them. I have looked for words. I have read books. I have tried to say some simple things that happened with borrowed words, or old words, with sad words, words tacked together shamefully without art. I have sobbed for wanting words, because of wanting to say the simplest things, what it was, or what it was like, as if it would matter if it could be said, or said right. I have sobbed saying stopped. I have begged person to person, stop. Walt was a poet of abundance. He had a surfeit of words. The ones I struggled for mean nothing. I looked for raped. Was it real? Was it Nazis? Could it be? What did it signify? I wanted to say, it destroys freedom. It destroys love. I want freedom. I want love. Freedom first. Freedom now. Rape, 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 fucking zero. I found the word. It's the right word. Fucking zero. No one cares. Enough to stop them. Stop them. I will never have easy words at my fingertips, as they say. But I will stake my life on these words. Stop them. They don't stop themselves, do they? I'm Andrea, which means manhood, but I do not rape. It is possible to be manly in your heart, which I have always been, and not rape. I've always liked girls. I've made love with many. I've never forced anyone. Don't tell me you can't. Save it for them that don't know what it's like being with a girl. I was born in 1946 after Auschwitz, after the bomb. I never wanted to kill. I had an abhorrence for killing, but it was raped from me. Raped from my brain. Obliterated. Like freedom. I'm a veteran of Birkenau and Masada and Deep Throat. Uncounted rapes. Thousands of men. I'm 27. I don't sleep. They leave the shell for reasons of their own. I have no fear of any kind. They fucked it out of me some time ago. It's neither here nor there, not good or bad, except girls without fear. Scare them. I was born in Camden, on Mickle Street, down from where Walt Whitman lived. The great gray poet, a visionary, a prophet of love, and I loved, according to his poems. I was poor. I never shied away from life. And I loved. I had a vision, too, like his. But I will never write a poem like his, a song of myself. I count the multitudes and so on. The multitudes passed. I lost count. For the record, Walt was wrong. Only a girl had a chance in hell of being right. A lot of men on the Bowery resemble Walt. Huge, hairy types. I visit him often. It was the end of April. Still cold. A brilliant, lucid cold. You could feel summer edging its way north. You could smell spring coming. You would sing if your throat wasn't ripped. Your heart would rise. Happy. I went out at night.